Hello, I'm Michael Diamond. This is Muscle Central. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. Now that the last show for qualifying for the Olympia is in the books, I'm going to give you top 10. It's going to be in no particular order. I'll do that about a week before the Olympia. Now, I already did a video who I'm pretty certain will be the top 4. Let's start from there. Well, once again, this whole thing is in no particular order. We got Hadi, Derek Lunsford, Nick Walker, Samson Dowder. Now, where do we go from here? Brandon Curry, who some people are counting out, will definitely not be outside the top 10. If anybody thinks so, I'd like to have some of what they're smoking. We're going to see Brandon in the top 10. A lot of people, most people don't think he's going to be a threat for the top spots, but I wouldn't count him out yet. We'll see what happens when he steps on stage, but excuse me. We will see Brandon Curry in the top 10 for sure. That takes up 5 spots. Michael Krizo was knocking on the door of the top 10 in the last Olympia. He's made improvements since then. Qualified, obviously, for this year's Olympia. Now, we didn't see him last year standing side by side in comparisons to the top Olympia placers. But, so it's a little bit of an unknown factor how he's going to fare next to them. But I say it with a lot of confidence that we will see him in the top 10. So that fills up 6 spots. 7 and 8, we're going to see Hunter Broder and Andrew Jack. Some people are pegging Andrew Jack to possibly win the whole thing. I have my reservations on that. His win over Hunter in Texas was close. According to the judges, if Hunter didn't fade during the show, he would have won. He won prejudging. He lost in the finals. As the show went on, he faded a little bit, and that's what cost him. But so it wasn't no clear-cut win for Andrew. I don't see either one of them battling for the very top positions, but they, like I say, with pretty much certainty that we will see them in the top 10. In the 9th and 10th spots to fill out, I'm assuming that he will make it to the Olympia. He's had problems in the past, so there's still a little question mark. Under that assumption, Nathan DeAsher is going to be in the top 10. I feel pretty confident in saying that. The last person I'm throwing in there, and some people might argue with me on this one, but I think he's at a point where he's ready to make a move, and we're going to see him crack the top 10 in the Olympia this year. Regan Grimes. He's made a lot of improvements over the last couple of years. I think he's right there. I think him and Milos have pretty much figured out what they need to do, how to bring him in, and I think we're going to see him crack the top 10. Okay, to round out who I feel will be in the top 10 this year, got Hadi, Derek Lunsford, Nick Walker, Samson Dowder, Brandon Curry, Michael Crizzo, Andrew Jack, Hunter Labrada, Regan Grimes, and Nathan DeAsha. Now, like I said, Nathan, there's a little bit of a question mark. And we don't know what's going to happen between now and the Olympia. If somebody else pulls out, there's an injury or whatever, one of the people I think will be in that top 10, for whatever reason, don't make it. We got a few guys that are ready to jump in here that I think will be knocking at the door of the top 10. One possibility, you still haven't seen much of him on the pro stage, will be his second pro show, Justin Shire. I think that he does have a possible chance of cracking the top 10, depending on how things play out. Another potential top 10 would be Charles Griffin. Some structural flaws, he's a little shorter than some of the other guys up there, but he brings a nice amount of muscle. He has a tight waist, he brings conditioning, he's a worker. He's a workhorse, and he's made a lot of improvements over the last couple of years. He wouldn't be a threat for the top placings by any means, but I do see a possibility of him stepping through that door and making top 10. Someone else that got to be careful for, got to watch out for, Tony O'Burden. He came up from the 212, and he's made significant improvements since then. He has a beautiful physique, a little smaller, but a beautiful physique, brings the conditioning. People are already starting to compare him to Dexter Jackson. He could hurt somebody's feelings. He could step through that door also. He could crack the top 10. This is a tough lineup. He would be one of the smaller guys on the stage, but keep in mind, Dexter Jackson was never the biggest guy on the stage. And he developed to a point where he was a threat to win every single show he competed in. He was the most winning bodybuilder, and he won Mr. Olympia. Okay, there you go, my top 10 for the 2023 Mr. Olympia in no particular order. In a couple of weeks, I'll bring you my top 5 in placing order. Okay, if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond, and I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.